Hello champions and future champions, hello ChessMood family. Today I am going to show you a tactical trick using which you are going to shock your opponents. I will show you a very short game with black plays one of our ChessMood PRO members, Arjun from India. The game started with d4, d5, knight c3, c6, bishop f4, knight f6, e3. Here how would you continue? I offer you to pause the video and think. Okay, one of the downsides of early development of the queenside bishop is, first it's weakened the b2 pawn, you would know this from our previous lessons, and also if you play here queen a5, white will not be able to play bishop d2. So here Arjun played queen a5. Now white had to play queen d2, but they played queen f3, ignoring our queen on a5, and preparing something like bishop d3, knight g2 and long castle. You know, there are some players who always love to go long castle and attack. At the same time we understand that queen f3, this move cannot be right. Before finishing the development, here white develops the queen, they have some problems with the b2 pawn and they totally ignore this pin. How to punish opponent? I offer you to pause the video and think. Okay, knight e4 is a possible option, but then knight g2 would be played defending the c3 knight, and then after a long castle you will need to do something with the knight on e4. If you play here queen b4 taking the b2 pawn, white is going to go long castle. What played here Arjun was e5. What is this? Why Arjun sacrifices this pawn? I offer you to pause the video and try to understand the idea. Okay, with tempo, black opens the bishop on f8 and preparing the next killer move. In the game was played d5, taking the pawn with the tempo, attacking the knight on f6, and now a very strong move, bishop a3. This is the tactical pattern I wanted to show you today. With the tempo developing the bishop, black attacks the b2 pawn, which is the defender of c3 knight. If white takes b3, after queen c3 check, white is going to lose the rook on a1. What they can do, how to defend the b2 pawn. If white plays rook b1, then bishop b2, taking the defender of the c3 knight, and after rook b2, queen c3 check, and next move, winning the rook. After bishop a3, if white ignores this and plays ef6, after bishop b2 it's going to hang the rook on a1, the knight on c3, all the queen side. After bishop a3, in the game was played long castle, defending the b2 pawn, but now there is another problem. Do you see it? Okay, now black took on c3, using the pinned b2 pawn. ba3 was played, knight e4. Black covers the d2 square and the knight joins the attack. Now black is threatening to play queen a1 mate, there is no more king d2. There is one more threat. Black wants to take on a3, and after king b1, knight c3 check, and then queen a2 mate. After knight e4, white played king b1, but after queen a3, it's over. Knight c3 is coming, white played knight e2 defending this square, but after knight a6, the knight also joins the attack, knight b4 is coming, at some point black can play bishop e6 and then d4 opening the bishop, and in a few moves here white won the game. So here how black punished white's dubious play queen a5, after queen f3, e5, and it's over. d5 was played, bishop a3, 0-1. After e5, if white took on e5 with a bishop, it would not change anything. Again it was coming bishop a3, and white's position of the queen side gonna be crushed, because after a long castle there is queen c3 move. This idea with bishop e3 we have seen in the French course. Let me show you it. After e4, e6, d4, d5, in our ChessMood opening courses we play here bishop d3, this tricky and interesting move, and here after d4, bishop e4, knight f6, bishop f3 we had this variation, c5, knight e2, knight c6, bishop e3, cd4, knight d4, knight e5. Knight c3, and here black had many moves, bishop e7, knight f3, bishop b4, and also there was a6 move. This is one of the best moves of black. What's the idea of this move? Now, after queen e2, knight f3, queen f3, black plays e5, attacking the knight on d4, and after knight f5, here black has a strong move. I offer you to pause the video and find it. Okay, black plays here queen a5. The next move, they want to play e4. Open the queen on a5 and win our f5 knight. If you play here g4 to defend the f5 knight, now it's coming a dangerous tactical pattern which you have learned already. If you said bishop a3, your idea is correct. However, right now it's very dangerous to do, because after bishop a3 it would be knight g7 with a check, and then our f6 knight will hang. So at first bishop f5, exchanging the bishop with the knight, and after queen f5, now bishop a3. And here our position would collapse, because of the same reasons we have seen already. If rook b1, it doesn't help. After bishop b2, it is crushed. If long castle, then queen c3. This is the reason of a6 move in the opening, because if black plays with bishop e7, after queen e2, knight f3, queen f3, e5, knight f5, they don't have time for queen a5 move, because the g7 pawn hangs. So black plays here a6, and after queen e2, knight f3, queen f3, e5, knight f5, queen a5. Actually, this is a double threat. Black wants to play e4, and at the same time take on bishop f5, and the next move to play bishop a3. That's why against a6 in our courses I recommended after queen e2, knight f3 to play gf3. Yeah, whites ruin their pawn structure of the king side, but the next move they are going to play long castle. Now the rook on d1 came with the tempo, it's coming knight e6, discovered attack on the queen on d8, the next move rook g1 with a strong initiative. If you are interested about this, you can find in our courses about French defense. Okay, so here was the interesting tactical pattern you have learned today. Bishop a3, and after which the queen side is collapsing. At the end of today's lesson, I have a homework for you. The position is from the game Brauneric, Schneider, Ilya, two Grandmasters from Germany. It's white to move, how to continue. The answers you can post in our comments section, and I'm looking forward to seeing you during our next daily lessons with Grandmasters.